First of all, my name is Terri Brown. I got an opportunity to learn firsthand what it is to need assistance and to be able to not feel ashamed or embarrassed. I've been in the field that I'm in, which is the medical field, for over 8 years, and I never thought that I would find myself in a situation where I actually needed help. And I did. I didn't know what to do. Explain it, because you go from just having everything together and being a person that was very independent, paid your bills and paid them on time, to not being able to pay them and wondering how are you going to pay them, or not having enough to pay them, or just not even sleeping at night thinking and wondering about the unknown. That was a very scary period in my life. As I'm speaking, I'm getting cold, I'm getting chills on my arm just thinking about the fact that as hard as I work, and then helping my husband, and then going to bed, and when I lay down, I just lay there and not go to sleep. And then when I look at the clock, it's like 6 or 7 o'clock the next morning. It's time to get back up again, for the simple fact I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I felt like I was out there all alone. When you've been independent so long, and you've always been on the opposite end of always giving and always helping and always donating to charities, and I found myself at where I needed that. But I was so ashamed. I was so embarrassed. I didn't understand, how did I end up like this when I did everything that I was supposed to do? When I tell you, it was like there was no judgment there. I explained my situation to her. She explained the policy to me. She was very transparent. She didn't sell me a nickel and told me that it was a quarter. She told me exactly what it is. She stated to me that if I can provide her with the necessary paperwork, she would do whatever it is that she could to try to help me. And she did exactly that. I reached out to them by phone first, and they stated, well, you go online and fill the application out, which was a very simple application. Wasn't complicated, wasn't hard to find online. It was right there. I read all the research about the company, what they entail, what they do, the whole 9 yards. So that gave me a little confidence. That made me feel comfortable about putting my information out there. Every step of the way, they were right there with me. They didn't say, oh, you need to do X, Y, Z, and just left you to do all the work. No, that was not the case. Everything that they needed, they followed up with me to make sure I got it back to them. And when I did get it back to them, they called me to let me know they had it. And that was some awesome customer service at its finest, because they've already did their job. Once they told me what site to go on, once they got all the information they needed, they could have just simply said, you know what? When it's over, or when the process is in, we'll get back in contact with you. They didn't do that. They let me know every step of the way what was going on with it, where my application was, what's going on with the application, and what stage the application was in. And you've already gone through a lot of emotions. That just helped you. That just made you feel even better, knowing that, okay, I don't have the check yet. It had not been resolved, but it's in process. That was the best feeling ever, because they gave me hope. And once I provided them with the things that they asked me for, 14 days after that, the check was cut, and the rearage that was outstanding was resolved. And they paid every dime of the rearage that I owned. It was very transparent. It wasn't nothing where, sometimes you go online and it's not as clear. That was not the case at all. Everything was clear. Everything they said that they would do, their action met their words. I saw that check. It was like a burden lift off me. It was like a ton of bricks that lifted off my heart. And as I'm speaking to you right now, I'm getting emotional, because just think about it. If they were not in place, and if they could not help me, where would I be right now? I would be one of those statistics, or it could very well be one of those statistics. And I would just hate to think of that, but realistically speaking, that could have very well happened. But that did not happen. I'm so grateful to them. I'm so grateful. They were there with me, for me, the whole time, and I just want to say thank you. And anybody out there that need help, I will tell you, don't be embarrassed, don't feel ashamed. There's some good people out there. There's some honest organizations, nonprofit organizations that's willing to put in the work to help you.